Greetings out there in YouTube land, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my show, Tell It Like It Is. I am your host, Morris Span, and my co-host,
Joseph Spencer.
So today we're going to do this topic because we think this is interesting. We try to do topics that nobody else thinks about doing or want to talk about, and this one is the lottery. And years ago, I had somebody tell me this. They said that the lottery is rigged, and they also said, and we'll touch on this too, the NBA basketball tournament championships are rigged too. And initially when I was told that, I was like, get out of here. Now they said, watch carefully what you're watching. So for the next year, I kind of looked at the lottery and I'm like, you know what? There's probably some type of truth to this, because this is kind of the concept of gambling. You know, say for instance, you got 250 people here. It's like a raffle. And you got 50 people here. And 250 people write their little names on a piece of paper and their phone number and throw it in the hat. And these 50 people over here, they do the same thing. They name in the hat, throw it in there. And 80% of the time, the 50% group wins versus the 250, which is like almost 3 to 4 times more people, because gambling is based on odds. You know, the more, the better chances. And I know sometimes the smaller percentage win, but why is it that just about all of the time with the lottery, the smaller percentage wins? Because here's the example. The majority of the people that win lottery in this state are from small towns, and they're usually white. The majority of people that play lottery are poor black folks wasting their money, and they lose. And I'm like, what's going on with that? You know, because it's sad that we don't think, I guess, in a very enterprising way. And this is what I mean. All that money that old black folks and young black folks engage in, wasting their money with the lottery too, all that money we can take and build a Ford Motor Company and employ ourselves.
You got it.
Instead of wasting it on a rigged system that you won't win, or you won't win consistently due by the numbers that you put in. You know, I find it insane and outrageous, but when we sometimes stop, take a look, step back and think about it and look at it, and I'm going to say this and then I'm turning it over to you. The lottery system in this country, because it's chopped up state by state, it was originally designed to do this. They host the lottery, which is kind of like a raffle, and the majority of the people put in, say for instance, just estimate example numbers. They put in $40 million, you know, trying to win. And the payoff for the one person that wins is maybe, let's just say $10 million. So the city then banked it $30 million.
Yeah.
And that extra money is supposed to go towards the school system.
The city in general.
Yeah. Well, actually, the school system, first and foremost. So, yeah. So, all of a sudden, this happens. You say, okay, well, that's a lot of money that goes to the school system, but I'm not saying it. CBS did a very important expose on this about 8 years ago. They said it was entitled, "Where is money going?" And they did a breakdown of, by the time the money gets to where it's supposed to be, it's like 5%.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and it's like, well, what happened to the rest of it? And then they had to do their breakdown on what happened to it, which was some BS. People that shouldn't be getting money got money, but the school system, which again the lottery was designed to help, get like 5% of that money, that $30 million. You know, so it's a scam. It is a scam from every aspect of it.
When we decided to do this show about the lottery, just so happens a brother did win $2 million yesterday.
Yeah, out of maybe 90 million.
And my age group, you know, a lot of men in my age group are on pensions now from their job and stuff. And the average guy my age that I speak to in the lottery, because I quit playing the lottery, they're spending over $300 a week playing the lottery.
There's some people that have set aside money that they need to pay their bills with on lottery, hoping that they're going to win. And, you know.
Well, gambling addiction is a gambling addiction.
Yeah.
I figured it was part of it, too. But when you get in your 60s and you want to have some fun, you've been working 35 years and you want to do stuff. I understand that. I wanted to do this when I was 22, and if I had $30 million, I can go do this before I drop dead. But a lot of people putting their monies into this lottery system and not getting any kind of return back off of it.
I know people that have been playing for 20, 30 years, and they might have won $2,000 out of the maybe $30,000 they spent.
Yeah, it's
That's
true.
not a wise investment.
It's not a wise.
No.
And dreams and investments are two.
Yeah, two different animals. Yeah. I've never spent a red dime on lottery because I knew as a teenager, I'm like, this is just a bogus ripoff, you know?
People that know me say I'm cheap, and it really hurts me to lose my dollar. It really does. And I know a dollar's no worth no more than 35, 40 cents, but you know.
But it's your 35, 40 cents.
I get no food out.
And you don't want to give it away to nobody.
You know, it's like getting stuck up.
Yeah.
You know, so I stopped doing it. Some years ago, there was a wealthy older white woman who said she had spent $35,000 on the lottery, and she couldn't understand how come she hadn't won. And she had several shoe boxes of lottery tickets, and she showed it was some time ago. I saw this on TV. You know, but.
And here's an interesting story, if I can interject. The first lottery that was set up was in New York City, and then all of the other states followed suit. And the very first quote unquote millionaire of the New York State Lottery was a black gentleman by the name of Curtis Sharp.
Okay.
And I remember Curtis because he used to wear those cool Dobbs. And Curtis won $10 million. And in less than 10 years, they checked back in on Curtis. Curtis was broke. And you ask yourself, how the hell did you spend up $10 million and go back to being broke? And here is the answer to that question. Most of us, and unfortunately most black people, we have not been, you're right, that was the first thing he bought. Matter of fact, he bought 2 of them. We have not been, I guess, educated to invest money. Only thing we know how to do with money is fill in the blank, Joe.
Spend it.
There you go. That's it. You know, and there's nothing wrong with spending it, but you know, you want to put something to the side because the interest, at least back then, I don't know what it is now. The interest on $1 million, if you put it in a high marketed bank, is $100,000.
Yeah,
now, can't you live off $100,000 a year? I can. You know, Joe can.
I really can. I really could.
So
please,
instead of taking that money, just spending it and playing millionaire, put that money in the bank, live off the interest.
Just let it sit there. That's all you got to do. Once you get yourself a $4 million home, which is ridiculous in itself.
Right, you can still, you know.
You got to.
Yeah, because, you know, you want to put yourself in a nice place, in a nice area if you get that kind of money. But that's just an example, unfortunately, that we have not, as black people, been taught to finance our money, or should I say, to make our money grow. We just been taught to spend it. And we spend it well.
United States is based on consumers.
Yeah.
You know, maybe white, black, green, but our people it seems to be, you know, a systemic thing.
We don't know. Yeah, I mean, we're not accustomed to that. Some of us, and some are.
When you buy a Rolls Royce, you gotta have to have money to keep it up.
The upkeep, right? To put it in the garage, right? You know, everything that's high end has to stay high end. The repairs on the Rolls Royce or a Bentley is expensive. You can't go to the guy in the alley and down the street, hook me up and put that carburetor in there. You can't do that.
I had a friend, a wealthy person in my life. She was a good friend. She was older than me. We sit around and talk. She liked me for some reason or another. I asked her why she didn't drive. And I know she was rich. I never seen her. I just, from her surroundings, knew she was rich. She says, well, Joe, driving is a liability.
It can be in some instances.
You know, and she explained to me, you know, if I hire a car and get in a wreck, I can just hire another car and go about my business. You know, but if I'm driving, this is insurance, and they're going to sue me for more money because I got $1 trillion already. You know. So black people don't know anything about that. You know?
No, but let's move on quickly to the other topic as far as the NBA. Now, my sport is baseball. I love baseball, and I follow it. But lately I've been following, I guess, basketball since Jordan, you know, was with the Bulls. And from that point on, I kind of followed the Bears. I mean, the Bulls.
Black. He actually could fly.
Yeah. You know, Jordan was awesome.
Superman is black.
So, somebody told me this years ago, and you know, I didn't believe it, but I'm like, as I watched now, and I'm looking for something, because when sometimes you look at things and you're not looking for something, you miss it. But I'm like, I'm looking for this, and I can actually say that I believe there's some type of truth to more so the NBA basketball than football or baseball, that those games, those championship games are rigged. Because I'm looking at some of this like this. the team get together with the other team and just annihilate them. Just mop the floor with them. The next game, they can't buy a basket. It's like the intensity just fell off, and it's like we supposed to keep this, at high octane because this is the championship, baby. This is what we worked for the entire season. So let's bring it. But I'm noticing, and it ain't just with one, two sets of group of teams. Each team, each year, I start to see this, and more so than some than others, that they're not playing at the optimum level in the second game. It's like they didn't kind of just slacked off deliberately, and it makes sense because I believe it's 7 games, that you play, and it would make sense financially for for the people that run these organizations to have a game 7 because playoff tickets are very expensive.
Oh, God.
The commercials that they run in between there, those commercials, they pay, the marketing people pay these networks like millions of dollars to run a less than a minute commercial. So if you wrap it up in 3 games, that's a lot of money that you lose if there's no game 7. Mm-hmm. So I understand why they would be interested in dragging it out. Mm-hmm. And I do now honestly believe that those games are staged. Some of them are rigged. Mm-hmm. But what are your thoughts on that?
When I was coming about baseball, football, and basketball was a poor person's thing because you could take your whole family down.
Yeah.
Now if you got 4 or 5 sons, you take them, a couple of girls, you take them to a basketball game. It's going to cost you $4,000 or $5,000.
Yeah.
I remember my mother said, "Boy, no, they want $1. What? They want $1 and what to go see a baseball game?"
Yeah.
And now, well, the sports have actually became sports and show business.
Yeah. And a lot of money made.
A lot of money made. So if you get that competition going and this team wins so X amount of game, you keep it going.
Keep it going.
You got 10 million fans all hyped up in front of the TVs, drinking beer and because they, and eating and screaming. And they're gonna get it next time. They're gonna get it next time. Like he said, it's too up and down. And I know basketball sports people. Their bodies get tight.
Yeah.
Because they got a lot of stress on. So one day is gonna be better than another.
Absolutely. And no 2 days to be the same.
No 2 days.
But I just see an extreme fall off from the game before. It's not even close. It's like they blowing shots. They just loafing down the lanes and. It's like they deliberately trying to let the other team catch up and win.
Yeah, well, it's just like high school ball. When you win a game, you go out and party. And some of these guys, they're doing more than just drinking.
Yeah.
You got the women, you got that. So the next day you go and practice and you burn out a little bit. And you got team spirit,
But on that note, we're going to sign off because we just wanted to kind of touch on that. Yeah. So as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. Again, my name is Morris Man, your host, my co-host.
Joseph Spencer. And remember that sports is now entertainment.
Yeah, it's big entertainment. So on that note, we're signing off.
I'm ready for love. I'm ready for love. Are you ready for me?